Welcome back to WKYT's Kentucky Newsmakers as we visit with Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin. And first off, the Agriculture Commissioner, the state auditor have both said they're running for re-election in 2019. Have you decided what you're going to do in 2 years?
I've made no public statement on that front. I'm always making decisions that I often will keep to myself until the time is right to make them public, but there's a lot of work yet to be done.
Do you support the amendment that would move Kentucky statewide elections to even-numbered years? And keeping in mind that the Secretary of State has said, well, if we do that, let's move it to the local election years, when Kentucky's election wouldn't get mixed up in the national scenario.
I think we should make it so that it's tied to the presidential, frankly, because then you get better turnout. You get people more engaged, and more engaged populace is better for Kentucky. So I do think it makes sense. We would save millions of dollars. Exactly how that works, I'm going to leave it to the legislature to figure out what they think is best.
Governor, you know, I've let you address a lot of issues here, and I would be criticized as a reporter if I didn't ask you about what has come up about your home where you live in Louisville. Sure. Questions about its value, the deal that you worked out with the seller. What does the public have a right to know, and what is nobody's business?
I mean, it's some of all the above. I think anything that's a publicly available record, including the value of a home and what it's assessed for and what the taxes are, that is publicly available for everybody, and I think it should be. I don't have a problem with that. This is an example of a story that was purely fabricated. Tom Loftus initiated it, and then people at Wave 3 piled on, and they've piled on to a made-up story about what the value actually is. They don't know what the value is. And what is going to come out, and mark my words, the value of it at best is going to be what it was purchased for. Arguably even less than that. This is a 160-year-old house, but you have reporters who made up a story hoping that they had something, believing, and then creating, and some of them adding on facts about the value, literally inventing values based on hypothesis. There is no backed up proof whatsoever. It is in the process right now of being determined by the PVA and the Assessors Board of what that actual value is, and I think people are going to realize it's what was paid for the home. There is absolutely nothing there other than the hope that something nefarious went on, and they've castigated and reviled and torn apart a good guy who happened to make the mistake of selling me a home. I feel bad for anybody who's associated with me because the media will go after them, and it's unfortunate. Good people being ruined personally. You do social media, Facebook, and so forth, and report directly to people, as you say. Are you concerned at times about your relationship with the news media in the state? We're down to a few seconds. Sure. No, I mean, the bottom line is I don't think there's a governor, and I would challenge anyone to find any governor in our lifetimes who has spent more time interfacing with the media. Every single week, I do live call-in shows with the public and with people. I do shows like this all week long, every week, statewide. There are a handful of people who grouse. There are a few whiners who disregard me and are upset that I disregard them in return. We appreciate you coming today. Thank you. Thank you. Governor Matt Bevin, thank you for joining us for this edition of Kentucky Newsmakers. We'll see you bright and early this week on WKYT This Morning. We start early at 4:30. Make it a good week ahead.